Hello, singers. Hello, choir directors. I am excited to share with you the top 10 things that your choir students, or you if you're a singer, can do to be the best choir student and to have the most amazing year. Please stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Okay, number 10. This is something that will take a whole lifetime, but I want you to be thinking about it, okay? Improve your skills. Learn to sight read better. Use different things like numbers and solfege. It is so empowering for you not to have to just listen to your part played over and over and learn it by rote that way. Learn how to use solfege. If you want more information on that, you can check out some of my videos, okay? The other thing is take voice lessons if you can. I understand they can be expensive and you may not have a voice teacher in your area, but do everything you can to improve your singing ability so you can sing healthy. Okay, come to class early. Come at least a little bit early. Don't walk in late. If you walk in late, everything's already started and it just cuts into that special rehearsal time that you have. Okay? Come in early, find your seat, get your music out, and get ready to go. All right. Be present. One way to do this is using mindfulness. Being present means you close your eyes for a second, you take a few deep breaths, you let go of what happened prior to the rehearsal, and don't worry about what's going to happen after. The more you think about different things that are happening, the more you won't be focused and it won't be a beneficial time for you to relax and enjoy the music. Bring your music to class. Using your neighbor's music is okay, but if you don't have your own music, then your neighbor has to turn to the side and you do. It's hard to see and you can't make markings, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. So bring your music to class. Drink water. Okay, you can bring water to class. Drink it. Okay, it's good when your throat's dry. But what you drink before that is way more important than what you drink during class. To be truly hydrated means you need to be drinking a substantial amount of water before you come to sing. If you actually feel thirsty, it's too late. You're dehydrated. So drink the full day before. Make sure that you're consuming a lot of ounces. Okay? I drink about 80 ounces of water a day. So figure out how much you might weigh in pounds. Cut it in half. That's how many ounces you need to be drinking each day. Okay, singing posture. When you sit or stand, you want to make sure that your head is nice and tall. Okay? Make sure that your head is on, you can find the axis where it turns up and down and back and forth just by pointing where your fingers go. Okay? Your spine is right in the middle. Okay, your spine, it's like a ball joint. Your skull just rotates. If you stick your head out too far like this, you're going to pinch off your throat. So keep the back of your neck tall. Okay? Feel free to loosen up. Roll your shoulders. The other thing is make your lower back indented just a little bit and keep your sternum nice and high and shoulders back. Okay? If you're standing, you want your ears to line up with the outer seam of your pants. Okay? If you sit that way, you can also sing well. You might even think of putting one foot underneath you, under your chair, so that you have to move away from the back of your chair and lean forward. I always like to think of it as like you're going to jump out of your chair at any moment. All right, here's a really important one. Okay, when the conductor stops, listen. Okay, listen for what he or she is going to say, because at that moment you'll be getting important information, and the quicker you get that, the quicker you can get back and sing. Nobody likes to just listen to their choir teacher go on and on and on. You choir teachers, make sure that you give concise instructions and get your singers back to singing. That's what they came there for, was to sing. Bring a pencil, and if possible, and if the teacher approves, use a red pencil and draw lightly, marking your score. We're going to talk about score marking really briefly here, but make sure you use your pencil. It will save so many hours of rehearsal. Okay, use your pencil often, and here's some ways to do that. Okay, figure out what key, both the major and minor key you're in, and write it under the first staff, under measure 1. Okay, or if there's a key change, write it there too. What I do is write the major key as a capital letter, like C for C major, then slash, and then a lowercase a for A minor. That way, when the music switches between major and minor, you can see the difference. Okay, mark time signature changes. Some music goes from 4/4 time to 3/4 to 2/4. If you write right above that time signature what you're going to, it'll make so much more sense when you're going along. You can catch, oh wait, this measure goes to 2, not to 4. And it will help you, especially when you're count singing or when you're trying to get those rhythms correct. Okay, mark dynamic changes. Okay, once again, if your teacher approves, you might use a red pencil to highlight a crescendo or anything like a mezzo forte or forte, fortissimo, etc., or a blue to show a decrescendo, like a mezzo piano, piano, pianissimo. Okay, that will really catch your eye early on so that you can show and sing dynamics from even the first rehearsal. Okay, if there's something in a rehearsal you just continually mess up on, okay, over and over, your teacher keeps telling you, circle that with your pencil. Then put a little star in the top corner of your screen or of your page. Okay, then when you go back and practice, you can just look for those stars at the top and then practice that part. When you know you've got it, go ahead and erase the circle and the star. Go through and look for large intervals, okay? Intervals that might be difficult, and practice those outside of class. That will save you so much time. And you as the teacher, make sure you circle those intervals that may be difficult and practice them so you can model them. Okay, one other thing I use a lot in music is when I mark a half step, like, whoops, that's not a half step. Okay, well, let's imagine it's a half step. Okay, when I mark a half step, I use a little caret. Okay, looks like this. Okay, what that does is the 1 point. Okay, so if that was an E to an F, not an F to a G, that one little point is a half step. Then a whole step, okay? Then I put a bracket, and each corner on that bracket, like a staple, represents a half step, and 2 half steps make a whole step. So a whole step is a bracket, a half step is a caret. Okay, one little point. You can do it above or below. And if you mark those in your music where there's an accidental or something that you keep missing, it's really going to help you identify it on the fly so that you don't mess up. All right, number 1, remember why you are in choir. Okay, if you are in choir, you are a very special person that gets to sing with a whole bunch of people. Think about it. When you all breathe together, that's one of the few things where we all take in oxygen at the same time, and when something comes out, it's beautiful. Music can stir people's emotions, can help them feel happy, can make them think about things that they generally don't think about. You can be a huge change in the world by what and how you sing. And not only that, there's plenty of psychological studies that that show that when you are actively singing and using your body to breathe and do those things, that your dopamine goes up. The chemical in you that makes you happy goes up. When you hear those intervals, those dissonances, those resolutions that happen while you're singing, there's nothing in the world that can compare to it. Okay? Some of you may be in this choir class because your counselor or your administrator says you have to take a fine arts credit. You can just march through the semester with your head hang low, dragging your feet, not very happy about it, or you can change your attitude and make this the most amazing year you've ever had, making friends, making amazing experiences. So I challenge you to do your very best and make this the best year you've ever had. Take care.